Greetings, Iain from RTO here. Welcome to another retro ranking. The show that now does not just feature pop music. We have every sort of music on here now. Really broadened its horizon, so you just don't know what you're going to get, which is quite fun. So today we're actually doing sort of pop, and it's another band from my childhood. You know, before I was 10. Remember listening to these. I remember listening to them as a 5-year-old, and it's the New Seekers. Now, the New Seekers were formed in 1969 after the Seekers disbanded. Seekers again was another of them bands in our house that was played, so the New Seekers were sort of up there as well. It was formed by Keith. Now, I never get his name right. If you look at it, it's Potger. So I'm going to call him Potger, Keith Potger. And when the band broke up, he decided he'd start a new band, but call them the New Seekers, that would appeal to the same market as the original Seekers, but their music would have a more pop influence. So Keith sort of sang with them, but he put together a new band, and this featured Laurie Heath, Chris Barrington and Marty Christian, and the two young ladies in the band were Eve Graham and Sally Graham, who are not related, just have the same name, the later whom would become members of the Young Generator. Potcher himself also performed and recorded with the group. So I've picked up my top 10 songs. Obviously I've grown up with them, but some of the more deep cut stuff is when I first started the channel. First thing I did was went onto Spotify, started looking at stuff, and then you know when you just look and you go wow. So I've been listening to some of this, so I've now some of this has actually ended up in my top 10, which is pretty good. So the first one, number 10, is from that sort of era when I hadn't heard this. Now this is from an album called 1974, and it's called the Farewell Album. The track is called Me and My Guitar. Now some of these tracks, these deep cut tracks, have got a little bit of raunchy rock guitar in it. At the start, you thought, oh blimey, bit heavy, but then it goes into what you expect of the New Seekers, a nice acoustic-y harmonising track. And this one's quite, although it goes acoustic, it's quite rocky for an acoustic track, bit unplugged in modern day terms. Really good track, like that one quite a lot. Okay, coming in at number 9, we go to 1976 now. Now this was a B-side to this single, It's So Nice to Have You Home, and the B-side was called Hey Look High. Again, it's one of these tracks that starts off with a real good riff. Got some nice hammers on it, and then it goes into quite a mild, sort of gentle song. Yeah, solid song. Nothing wrong with that one. Okay then, coming in at number 8. Another of those album tracks that I discovered, and it's on an album called Anthem, One Day in Every Week. Now this came out in 1978, and the track is called We All Grown Up on Rock and Roll. This is probably the heaviest start to a New Seekers track that I've ever heard. But you think, oh, are we going to get rock all the way through? No, of course not. You're going to get a bit of acoustic again. And it's very unplugged. Nice harmonising. Two girls, Eve and Sally, wonderful voices. But this is definitely more country rock than rock and roll. It's a really good track. Okay then, number 7. Go to 1973 now. This was a single. Got to number 16 in the UK, number 29 in the USA, and it's their version of The Who's Pinball Wizard. Now they do a great version of this. The guitar at the beginning is really, really good. I remember this song more than on this live album that my mum had. It was great, and it sounds even better live. Do like this. And they don't do a bad version of it either, which is pretty cool. Okay then, coming in at number 6, we go back to 1970 now. Now this is a song that I do know and love. Remember this coming out. It got to number 44 in the UK. It was a number 1 hit in New Zealand. Got to number 4 on the USA adult chart. And thanks to Mick from California, he told me what the adult chart was, but it got to number 14 on the Billboard, and it's Look What They've Done to My Song Ma. Bigger hit in America than it was in the UK. A great song from my childhood, and I still like it today. I love it when they start singing in French. Pretty cool. Great track. Coming in at number 5, go to 1972 now. I remember this one vividly as a child. It got to number 2 here in the UK, so it was a big hit in 81 in the USA, and it's the fantastic Beg, Steal or Borrow. It's got a really catchy chorus that everyone sort of knew, and yeah, I remember this so vividly. Great track. Okay, coming in at number 4, staying in 1972. Another top 10 hit in the UK for them, number 4, 87 in the USA, and it's Circles. I just love this. The harmonies are lovely on this from everybody. Just like their predecessors, the Seekers, the new Seekers had wonderful harmony voices. Very catchy tune. Love this. Okay, number 3, going to 1973 now. Big hit for them here in the UK and the Republic of Ireland, but didn't chart in America. And it's called You Won't Find Another Fool Like Me. I remember this on Top of the Pops. And they used to turn up on every TV special at the time. Seaside Special, Ken Dodd Special, Cilla Black Special. When they used to, BBC used to have all these specials. You could guarantee that the new Seekers were on the bill. I love that song. It's a really, really good song. Okay, number 2. Now, a lot of people have thought this would be my number 1, if you know, but it isn't. So 1971, it got to number 1 in the UK, Ireland and New Zealand, and number 7 in the USA. Really, the song I think really sort of put them on the planet, and it's I Like to Teach the World to Sing in Perfect Harmony. Now, this actually started out as a jingle advert for Coca-Cola. They were asked to do this song, and they extended it, and it became one of their biggest ever songs. What I like about this song is that it goes into a round. I remember the advert, all these people on this hill with bottles of Coca-Cola. Yeah, it's a great song. It brings back so many memories. But my number 1 song, again from 1971, got to number 2 here in the UK, number 1 in the Republic of Ireland, and it's a song called Never Ending Song of Love. Again, this is one of the tracks on the live album. They do this sort of overture of all the songs, Pinball Wizard and all that, with an orchestra, and then the first track you actually hear them sing is this. It's got the best harmonies on I've ever, some of the best harmonies, and I love the the girls with their pop 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 pop, whatever they're doing. It's just brilliant. Bongos are great. It's just one of them catchy songs that I just absolutely love. So there's my top 10 songs, but I have got some honourable mentions, of course. So the first one is actually from 1976, and it is, we've already sort of mentioned it because we've mentioned the B-side, and it's got to number 44, and it's So Nice to Have You Home. Really upbeat songs. It should have got higher in the charts, personally, because it is a really upbeat song. Bit of hand clapping type thing. Really, really good song. Okay, my next one goes from 1971 and an album called Beautiful People. Now, for some reason, I do know this track. I don't know how, but I remember it. It's called the Nickel Song. This is very similar to some of the Seeker stuff. I just like this. I remember, I don't know if it was on a compilation album or something, but I remember this as a child. Really good track. And my last one is one of the albums I discovered a couple of years ago. It's the 1978 album Anthem, One Day in Every Week, and it's a track called A Ray of Sunshine. Very late 70s track. But you expect someone like Billy Joel to start singing it or someone like that. It's a really good song, and I thought it was worth a mention. Okay then, that's all for today. I know someone that'll be watching this, and that's Richard McCook. So I hope you like that one, Richard. Talking of Richard, we'll be back on Saturday. We're doing another one. We're doing 1980s album, so look out for that. So that's all for today. Hope you will have a good day. I'll be back tomorrow. We've got a marathon tomorrow, and we're going to have some viewers request again, and this is one of the better 90s 2000s rock bands, Green Day. So we'll be looking at their album discography. So if you've just watched this because it was the New Seekers, there are plenty of other sort of music from the 70s on this channel, because that's when I was growing up. So if you like 70s music, if you just like music in general, I'm sure you'll find something amongst all the videos that's on this channel. There's over 700. So if you can't find something that you don't like, there's something wrong. But if you do like it, why don't you subscribe? Because this retro ranking is one where anything can just turn up and do top 10 songs of. So have a good day, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.